Byron Sharp opens this chapter with a line that sounds off. He says, rather than trying for meaningful perceived differentiation, marketers should seek meaningless distinctiveness. Every marketing course you have ever taken told you the opposite. Find your point of difference, communicate your unique value proposition, differentiate, or die. And Sharp is telling you that's the wrong game. And he has the data to back it up. This is chapter 8. Let's get into it. The conventional marketing playbook on differentiation goes like this. Find the thing that makes your product meaningfully better than your competitors. Communicate the difference clearly and consistently. Own that position in the market. And buyers who care about that difference will choose you over everyone else. For a CrossFit gym, that sounds like our coaches are better. Our programming is more intelligent. Our community is more supportive. Our facility is cleaner. Our measurable results are better. And all of that might be true. And it does matter, but not in the way that you think that it does. There is a concept from business strategy called commoditization. And it explains why differentiation is such a fragile foundation to build a brand on. And here's how it works. Think about the blind spot monitoring system in cars. I'm talking about the glowing icon in the side mirror that lights up when a vehicle is in your blind spot. When that technology first appeared, it was a genuine competitive advantage. A real, functionable, demonstrable difference that made certain cars meaningfully better than others. And then other competitors adopted it. And then more competitors adopted it. And it became an industry standard. And now a car without it is considered obsolete. What was once a point of advantage became a point of parity. And the differentiation evaporated completely. That's not the exception. That's the rule. In almost every category, products converge towards what works best over time. Competitors copy good ideas fast. Regulators sometimes mandate them. And the gap between your product and your competitor's product narrows until it becomes functionally invisible to the average buyer. CrossFit programming across different boxes is more similar than it is different. The class structure and the coaching methodologies are similar. The equipment is largely the same, and the WOD structure is recognizable in every box in the country. If you cannot sustainably differentiate on the product itself, and in most categories you can't, then the differentiation is not a strategy. It is a temporary advantage waiting to be neutralized. Sharp's alternative is not to stop caring about differentiation. It is to stop relying on differentiation as your primary marketing strategy. So instead, invest in distinctive assets. Sharp writes, rather than trying for meaningful perceived differentiation, build distinctive brand assets, colors, logos, slogans, symbols, and other features that make your brand easy to recognize and remember. None of these things make your product better, but all of them make your brand more retrievable from memory, more mentally available at the moment when a buying decision is meant to be made, more present in the consideration set when a potential member is deciding which gym to try. And here is the critical difference between differentiation and differentiation erodes over time as competitors copy it. It compounds over time as you repeat it. Every time someone sees your logo, or hears your slogan, or recognizes your color palette, or encounters your brand voice, the memory of you gets reinforced. The mental availability grows, and the brand becomes easier to retrieve in the moments that matter. And you're not convincing anyone of anything. You're just building a presence that makes you impossible to forget. Sharp identifies 5 categories of distinctive assets that brands should invest in and protect. The first of which is colors. The consistent use of a specific color or color palette becomes associated with your brand over time. Think about how quickly you recognize a brand from its color alone before you even read the name. Logos. is a visual mark that is unique, consistent, and used everywhere. Not something that's redesigned every couple of years, chasing trends. Something that's maintained and repeated until it becomes synonymous with the brand itself. Slogans. That is a short, memorable phrase that carries your brand's identity without needing to explain it. The best slogans do not describe the product. They invoke a feeling or a promise that becomes inseparable from the brand. Signals, jingles, sounds are auditory cues that trigger brand recognition in the same way that many visual cues do. Like the 5-note Intel chime, or the Netflix whoosh, or the sound of a Harley engine. Symbols, characters, mascots, icons, visual identities that carry the emotional weight that became shorthand for everything the brand represents. And the key across all 5 is consistency and repetition. A distinctive asset that will change every 2 years is not distinctive. Distinctiveness is built through the stubborn, committed, long-term use of the same assets across every touchpoint. Look at the Enoch Marketing logo. We chose Enoch because it's a reference to the book of Enoch, in which Enoch walks with God, he gets heavenly wisdom, and he lives a righteous life. We wanted something that was going to sound strong, so the Knock and Enoch made it a good choice. Our colors, black, silver, and gold, and we do that because we want it to be strong and neutral, because we want it to be adaptable. Our symbol is a bridge because we connect companies to their customers. And it's in the shape of an arrow because we are always reaching higher. We wanted all of that to be communicated in our logo and all of those things to be parts of our culture. And we just wanted those two to make sense. Differentiation is a race you will eventually lose. Your competitors will copy your best ideas. The categories will converge, and what made you special today will be normal tomorrow. Distinctiveness is a race that rewards consistency. Every rep of your logo, your colors, your slogan, your voice, it all compounds. It gets stronger. It makes it harder for you to be forgotten and easier for you to be chosen. And that is the summation of chapter 8. We got one more that we're going to do this week, and that is chapter 9. That one is an honest one. But if you're ready to build a brand that people remember, not just a gym that people join, come find us at enochmarketing.com. We're here for you. I'm Colin Charles. This is Enoch Marketing. We'll talk to you next time.